She wrote her personal memoir, How Dare the Sun Rise, about this extraordinary experience. As President Grybauskaitė said, it's time to seize the moment. There's 100 reasons to act. And I would now like to invite Sandra to come to the podium to share her story of how she seized that terrible moment and transformed tragedy into victory, not only for herself, but for all of us as women. Sandra.
Thank you so much, Presidents, Your Excellencies, participants, delegates. Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Sandra Uwiringiyimana. I was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, or as it is often ranked, the worst place to live as a woman. I never felt that because I was one of the lucky ones who had a father that always told me that I could become anything that I ever wanted. I took that and ran with it. Every week I had a new dream, and at times I really truly believed that I could someday grow up to become the president of Congo. It would be a few years before I realized that the world was nothing like my father, and that not every girl had heard the same words that I grew up hearing. My family and many others were forced to flee our country in 2004. We ended up in a refugee camp that was attacked 2 months later. I lost many family and friends, including my little sister, Deborah. After that, my family was refugees in Burundi and in Rwanda. We were later resettled in 2007 in Rochester, New York. For the 3 years, though, before we were resettled, I had forgotten how to dream. Like many displaced and refugee children, I had forgotten what it was like to have a dream, what it was like to have a safe place that you can call home, that you can grow. And after resettlement, I was reintroduced to that girl, the girl who never needed permission to dream. I began telling my stories and my journey using different platforms through photography, film, and writing. I began to demand justice for the Gatumba massacre. And when I began my advocacy, I was questioned, especially by men who could not fathom how a young girl took it upon herself to demand justice for such heinous crimes. I ignored them because, remember, I had a father that told me I could become anyone. I ignored them and continued to do what I knew to be right. And in 2015, I was invited to thank then President Barack Obama for signing a bill that would give a home to 50,000 Congolese refugees. That work was done by many people, but one of those people was me, a girl. My work didn't stop there. Last year, I published a book that has opened up discussion about human rights, refugees, and mental health all across America in classrooms. I started an organization called the Jimbere Fund, which works in the most remote and disadvantaged areas of Eastern Congo. I am on a mission to mobilize, train, finance, and launch 15,000 women entrepreneurs because I, like all of you, believe that investing in women is the only way to keep moving forward. My goal is to ensure that no other Congolese woman or girl ever has to leave home in search of safety or opportunity. Furthermore, I want to ensure that every girl out there knows that there are no ceiling to her dreams or her accomplishments. No matter what happens, no matter what your path is, whether you are a refugee or a citizen of the United States. So what happens when women lead, you ask? Well, they address women-related issues. And as we all know, there's no issue that does not affect women. But many disproportionately affect women, such as sexual violence and poverty and so much more. More importantly, when women lead, they raise leaders. They raise politicians, they raise dreamers, they raise engineers and creators, and girls who are not afraid to create change. The many girls that are represented here through the Girl to Leader delegates, who are doing incredible things in their communities. Inviting women at the table is long overdue. It is indeed about time that women and girls are included in every discussion. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish you all a very good conference.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sandra.